Okay, let me ask you a question. Have you ever wanted closeness when the relationship itself felt anything but close? One of you thought sex could bring you back together, and the other thought, how can you want me when we haven't fixed anything? Today's Fight Club isn't about sex, it's about repair, safety, and two people reaching for connection in completely different ways. If you ever thought, we can't skip the hard part, or why won't you let this bring us back together, this one's for you.
There we go. Hey, welcome everybody back to
Wow.
Change the Odds for Marriage and Family. We're never meant to be a game of chance. My name's Kevin Thompson, Blaine and Adrienne Neufeld.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Good day,
Wow.
everyone.
We're
They don't
back.
know this, but the fifth take, I took the first four, couldn't read it.
Didn't
and
work.
Adrienne,
It didn't
Adrienne
work.
read
No,
it.
this is all live.
Oh,
What are you
sorry.
talking about?
Sorry.
Hey, you know what's funny is, so here where we are at Bayside is we do this morning refuel devotional every morning.
Mhm.
We love it.
You know, there's, there are some people who think we come in and shoot that live.
Really?
No, absolutely. I'll see somebody, I'll be like, hey, man, they'll say, man, it was great this morning. I'm like, oh, thanks. And they're like, man, you're wearing something different now. And I'm
Oh.
like, yeah, I shot that like 3 weeks ago, and I shot
That's
8
funny.
at a time. So,
Did you do it
Not
today?
authentic then.
The refuel?
am I on refuel today?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
That's the
Am
other
I?
thing. You're like, oh, what did I say?
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
that's exactly.
yeah.
I might actually be.
It was good, though.
Oh, brilliant!
It was
Yes.
really good.
Yeah.
Led you closer
Probably
to Jesus.
was.
All right, so we got another. We're back with Fight Club.
Mm-hmm.
So here we are. So this one on intimacy
I love it.
and
My specialty.
yes.
Your specialty.
A relationship that struggles. Is that what your specialty is here? Because this is what we're
Repair.
talking about today.
Repair.
So Adrienne, all right, we got somebody. So if you want to write in your fight, we'd love to hear it on
Yes.
Instagram. You can share it. You can also go to changetheodds.com. There's a place there. Any way you can get your we're looking for conflict.
Yes.
Any way you can get your
Yes.
conflict to us.
Yeah. People
We'd
call
love
me,
to.
and I just keep writing down notes as they tell me their fights. So they don't even know it.
There you go. How about that? All right, Adrienne, what do we got?
Okay. Hey, Fight Club. My husband and I have been struggling for months. I think I started that a little too positive. Let's
Okay,
try.
okay.
Hey, Fight Club. My husband and I have been struggling for months. We argue a lot, things feel tense, and there are a lot of unresolved issues. Valentine's Day is approaching, isn't it? And he's going to want sex.
Uh-huh.
Like that would somehow fix things or bring us closer. I know I'm probably going to feel offended, hurt, almost, angry that he thinks we can just jump to that when the relationship feels broken. When I say no, he gets upset, like I'm rejecting him completely. I often feel pressured. He feels unwanted. I'm an Enneagram 1 with an avoidant attachment style. He's an Enneagram 6 with anxious attachment. Help us because we're completely missing each other.
Oh, here we go.
Shoot,
So-
that's tough.
They
So-
can't be the only ones either.
No, by no means.
Mhm.
So here's what I love about this one. This is what makes this a little bit easier for me. Is she's a 1, he's a 6. This is me and Jenny.
Oh, really?
So immediately,
Ooh, so
Oh.
Jenny.
Jenny,
this.
We're going to call her.
that's
call her
exactly
in.
right. Do y'all relate to this argument at all,
We have.
Or
Okay.
had, or have, or do.
or might tomorrow?
Yes,
We'll see.
I'm not sure.
No. I don't. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we do.
Do tell.
We do.
I'd love
And
to
I
hear.
think more so in the past, we've worked through a lot of things.
Mhm.
We communicate about our needs, but this was a big problem for us for the first,
3 years, 4 years, 5
even
years?
more.
10.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Is that common? 10
Oh,
years?
100%.
Really?
I was speaking last night to a group of people, and didn't even plan this, but just said, Jen and I have been married 25 years, and this issue for the first decade. So
Yeah.
that is a very
That's
common
where
thing.
my mind went.
Which by
Yeah.
no means do we want to in any way, if you're experiencing that, to just say, oh, well,
Brush it
we'll
off. It'll get better.
we'll get out of it,
Yeah.
right? But it also should hopefully show. Don't be surprised if that first decade, if there aren't things to learn and struggles, and if you can find a way to learn new skills, push through it, things can be radically different.
Mhm.
Yeah. And just for us, it would have been far more of the expectation of marriage, too, which we've talked about in
Yeah.
the past, is like coming in,
Yeah.
you assume that this is on the table whenever.
time?
Yeah, all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you doing
Sometimes
tonight?
literally on the table. Yes.
Kevin, nice.
Wow, unbuttoning a button.
But at the same time, that was probably my mistake. And if I saw my side of it, what would your mistake be?
Mm.
Withholding
Oh, withholding.
Yeah.
As in like,
intimacy.
but it was like a reward or like you.
No, it was more like I just the vulnerability aspect was really hard for me to push.
Would you say you
through.
used it as a weapon, withholding?
Yeah. In my immaturity, probably.
I'm sure why I winked at Kevin.
I didn't see that. Not intentionally though. I think subconsciously.
Subconsciously.
Oh,
Subconsciously.
I think that's what happens here. It's not like we're intentionally going here. We're going to do this in a negative way.
Right.
Here's what this looks like. It's a defense mechanism.
For
yes,
sure.
Yes, that's what it is.
We're
100%.
protecting
Kevin,
ourselves.
you're smart.
Yeah.
So let's look at in other people's relationships, not in mine. All right. So let's look at one of the things we always want to do here. Let's take this fight, begin to look at what do we think are the emotions underneath the table. So they have presented now the above the table issues. Valentine's Day is coming, intimacy, the expectations, all those things. And she actually did a good job in the communication to us. Hopefully she does this with her husband as well, talking about the pressure, the unwanted, right? So you can sense right now she's feeling a sense of resentment that the relationship isn't where it needs to be. Notice one thing is interesting here. She's having a fight already.
Yeah.
In her head.
It hasn't even happened.
He may not even know.
No.
He may not even know he's in a fight.
He's like excited for Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
And
Sex
she's
is on the
already-
table.
She's already
Yeah.
fighting.
Talking about.
Yeah.
And so
I've done
one thing that could be happening here too is he might be looking at this holiday as, man, the relationship has been bad, but at least we got this holiday.
But is it a holiday?
We'll reconnect. Well, that's a whole different thing. I don't know. Y'all are Canadians. You take holidays for everything. And so,
Interesting jab.
well, shots fired right there.
Is that a bad thing?
Heaven forbid we have work-life balance.
Sorry, we're happier people.
Just wait till you become the 51st state. We'll see what
Oh,
happens then.
Yes,
Okay.
Lord.
So
Let's
she has resentment. Her guard is up. You can already tell the guard is there. There's a disappointment, and she is already beginning to emotionally shut down. Right, and he, in all likelihood, we don't have his side of it, but probably, especially being a 6 and where he is, he's afraid. He already feels rejected. There's an insecurity. He longs for this closeness and connection, and so think about how they're approaching this coming day now in two radically different ways. That she's thinking, why would I ever do this? And he, in all likelihood, is thinking, if we can't even do this, how bad are we? And so many times what will happen, and we don't have to get too gender stereotypical because it can switch by genders, but it's not uncommon here. What's happening here is for the woman, intimacy is the highest goal. We have to work our way up. We have to deserve and scaffold our way up to this intimacy for it to be real. For men, many times, and others, I mean, sometimes it's the woman as well, intimacy is the low bar. If we can't even have sex, our relationship is horrible. So those are two radically different, expectations. All right, so let's look at what's going on personality. So we're going to look at their lead style, then we'll look at their love style, how it impacts. So lead style, again, she's a 1, right? So think about agency is her primary focus. She's going to have an inward attention to the world. Not surprising that she's having this fight inside her own head.
Right.
Agency is like control.
Agency is control of your own life, right? Your own bodily decisions. I mean, all those kind of things. I don't want in any way to feel encroached upon, as opposed to bonding, whereas relationship or certainty. So he's gonna look at certainty. So it's not surprising here. Sex, intimacy, the coming up of Valentine's Day, that there's some certainty to that.
Yeah.
So no one's goal is bonding in this relationship?
No, it doesn't sound like that's not going to be the ultimate goal. And now he is going to have, because he's going to have a dyadic view. Remember what that means, that relational view. He's going to be the one that's bringing the relational side to that. Now, her being a 1, she's going to, depending on what her side number is, she's going to lean a little bit. So she can be gut driven, but a little bit closer to the heart. He's going to be certainty, but then that viewpoint of being able to see other people is going to bring the relational flair into this. But nobody's being led by their heart. I think that's going to be an important part that you're bringing up. I think that's brilliant to see that. So
good job, babe.
So
Thank you.
Look at you growing.
Using my heart.
So notice what she brings to the table, right? Gut-driven action. I mean, this is Jenny. Action, high integrity, responsibility, a desire for things to be right. Sometimes the downside of a 1 can be you actually have to earn the fun. So like with Jenny, she has to think, if I get my work done, I'm going to go out and take a hike.
Right.
And I'm over there going, why don't you go take a hike?
Right.
And then maybe you'll get your work done.
Why don't you take a hike, babe?
Take a hike. Yes, put that in your Valentine's Day card. So,
table.
but she feels like you have to earn what's going on, and so now notice this: she feels that for herself. She can sometimes place that upon other people.
him.
So what does intimacy look like for someone like that outside of sex? Like outside, like, you know what I'm saying? Like there's times where
have to get all your chores done, and then
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
and
Like
then there's time for
End of the day.
quality, or what's it called? Something works.
It can
Love language. I know you don't like love
whoa,
language.
whoa.
But
What are we doing?
Doing works?
What podcast are you on right now?
He's a little under the weather. We apologize.
I'm taking some medicine.
Love language. What in the world?
Like-
That's not in friend, partner, and
Quality
lover.
time.
Yeah. No. Just
Acts of-
service.
acts of-
Okay, yeah,
I
oh,
guess-
absolutely.
So thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you for getting there, guys.
Yes.
I'm playing
You're
above the
there.
rim here.
No, that's
Yeah.
exactly
So
right.
it's like for someone like that, it
Yes.
would matter that you're doing.
You're doing
now,
your
because
part.
I'm already ahead of you guys. I'm thinking of the guy as the guy, figuring out your spouse,
Yes.
which is an important thing to do, to know what is her level of or
Yes.
those boxes of intimacy.
So she has to earn the right. He has to earn the right toward her. It tends to be the end of the day. So it's the last thing. The downside of this can be it's always the last thing, the least amount of energy, because there's such a responsibility. She has to go take care of everything. And until those boxes are checked, she's going to have a very difficult time mentally getting to this place. And in this, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, I feel like it's not even ones. It's kind of like moms
I
in
can see
general,
that.
because I'm not a one.
No, but you're close to it. So
But I can relate, because it's like, well,
And-
I have to make lunches. I have to
Moms can relate, for
do the
sure.
like.
Yeah.
There's like
Young marrieds.
you can't shift your brain until it's like clear.
yeah, so you're agency driven as well as a 9,
Yes, I
but
am.
yeah, and you're probably a 9 wing 1 is my guess. I could be wrong, but so if you're going to lean one way or the other, I feel like you lean a little bit more toward a 1 than an 8. So you're going to be able to relate
Yeah,
to this
I
a
do.
little bit, even though you're not exactly aligned
Okay.
with what's going on. But
Yeah.
I think
But many moms will relate.
many moms,
Yeah.
no doubt, many good moms,
Great
Yes.
moms.
will
Even
feel
great
it.
Amazing
yes,
moms.
I love-
tremendous.
Moms are
Moms,
great.
yes.
We
So
love
she's bringing all this positive responsibility. Ones are great. I mean, they literally.
Right.
Friends.
I bet you think.
Ones are great. Right. So here's what he's bringing to the table. He is this loyalist, right? And commitment. He's emotionally invested. Again, he can see what's going on inside of her better than she is aware of what's going on inside of him.
Yeah.
And so he'll be kind of running both of what those things look like. So there's superpowers within this, that they can really have a very strong relationship, kind of rooted in trust. They have a bond now that values safety and closeness. Generally speaking, just any two healthy numbers are really strong together. I could be wrong. I feel like this combination of she's a 1, he's a 6 is kind of an easier marriage. Now, maybe I'm reading my own story into this, but basically, Jenny wants to improve everything. I'm open to be improved. What do we need
You'll
to
let
do?
her,
Right?
yeah.
And I'm just the loyalist. Just, hey, as long as you're faithful to me and we're together, I'm totally happy.
Your
And
box is
everything that's
filled.
going on.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Totally good.
Interesting.
But there are shadow sides.
Yeah.
And now I'm not talking about me and Jenny by any means.
Oh,
This
no,
is
of
clearly
course
this
not.
other couple. So her mindset is going to be, look, we can't do this until we're fixed. We can't.
Yes.
Nothing can really happen. So it
She's
really,
saying that?
Yeah, she's thinking this. I would
Because
think.
like there's no emotional connection. So how would I give you myself?
Yes.
Essentially.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
he's thinking, how could we get fixed if we're not close?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's so opposite.
So yeah, no, that's exactly
And
right.
that's what makes it hard.
That's what makes it difficult. Also, what makes it good, because if they can now lean into each other and realize that it's not that they're both wrong. It's actually that they're both right. And if they can lean into each other, they can actually leverage that for their well-being. And he can begin to recognize, man, this is going to be difficult for her. We need to get to work on this to even have her the mindset. And she needs to recognize it doesn't have to be perfect for me to begin to get into this.
So the fight isn't really about sex, is it?
No,
It's deeper than that.
it is. It's the emotions that are underneath the table.
That's right.
That's
Well,
exactly
who's this lady at the table today,
Man, she
Kevin?
is fully engaged.
Yes.
She's leaning in her oneness.
Yeah.
Is what she's doing right. She stepped outside the 9, leaning into the 1.
Agency.
and
I want control of this
And
table.
and I like it.
Kevin, if you could.
So a 1, and the shadow side here is a 1 will withdraw in order to protect herself, and a 6 will pursue to feel secure. Especially notice that now we're going to add in the love style. So those are just basic personalities.
Wow.
Right? So now whenever you get into he's anxious, has an anxious pathway here, she has a more avoidant pathway. Now actually you take these lead styles of the 1 and the 6, and they're going to kind of be doubled down. So if she could have this, everything I just said is true, but if she were more anxiously attached, it would look a little bit different of how she would express it here. But her idea has to be perfect, and until it's perfect, I'm not doing anything. Now with a avoidant attachment, that's going to be doubled. that she's stepping out of this, right? Notice that I think this is what's causing the fight in her head already. She's already trying to avoid the intimacy that she feels is coming her way, right? And she's nervous about it. And he is probably panicked at this moment, sensing something's up. And he has a sense of excitement because he thinks Valentine's Day is going to force this to happen in some way.
Yeah.
And he's terrified that it's not.
And this is where society has exploited the chaser. So you're an anxious chaser, not you, this guy.
No, me too.
Right, you two.
Yeah.
So you go and buy more gifts for your spouse
I
in order to get her. I know you don't. You're mature, right? But
Could.
that could be a
Sometimes.
to
You could do that out of anxious attachment. So as Valentine's Day is coming up for our listeners, somebody could do that out of anxious attachment. I'm going to buy your love.
right.
Somebody can actually do that out of avoidant attachment as well, which is I'm going to buy my way out of all the things I've
Distract you
failed to
with
do
those
so far.
things?
Yes.
Oh,
So we're going to, instead of having the real conversation here. So let's say he had avoidant attachment. He doesn't. Let's say he had avoidant and she was anxious. The way that could express in him right now is, oh, we're extremely disconnected. I'm going to avoid the emotional vulnerability of that conversation. And I'm going to bombard her with gifts to now force her to have this physical connection, which will kind of sate my need for connection without ever making me emotionally vulnerable.
Wow.
Ooh, that's deep.
That is deep
Yeah.
because I have met many people where she, let's say, likes gifts. He tries to fill that need with gifts, and that doesn't solve the
Not
problem
working.
whatsoever.
And then he's like, I've given you everything
yeah,
you wanted, and
yes.
it's still not
And
enough.
she's saying, no, I just want something else.
Yes.
Yeah.
It could be, in part, it could be his avoidant attachment there.
That is
Is
interesting.
trying to purchase something that only vulnerability can pay for. And he's not willing to pay that price.
I gotta say, vulnerability is the theme of 2026. I can
Is
feel
that
it.
going to be your word?
Yeah, because anyways, it's not about me, but vulnerability is key in a lot of areas.
So
of
I know
life.
you have friends, partners, and lovers memorized.
Yes.
So
I
what is
do.
the equation? The math equation, blank plus blank equals vulnerability. What is
I feel
it?
like our son
Do you-
who's studying for his science test this morning and being like, I don't know anything. Wait, what was the question?
It's trust
Yes. That's what I
plus
was-
respect
equals
knew that.
vulnerability.
will
You knew
lead to
that.
vulnerability.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So friendship built on trust, partnership built on respect, intimacy built on vulnerability. I mean, y'all have that memorized.
No, yeah.
Y'all all know.
Yeah.
We're going back to books long ago. We've written new ones since
Yeah.
then.
Yes.
Okay, so let's look at how would secure attachment change this, and then we'll make a couple suggestions of maybe how they can grow. So let's say both of them were secure. All right. So she would recognize, hey, Valentine's Day is approaching, right? I feel disconnected. A secure approach now, she's going to take that which is under the table, and she's going to express it on top of the table. She's going to go to him and
Yes,
say,
she will.
yes, she will. Then she does it right. Wow.
Look at you guys.
Blaine's
Wow,
over there, Mr.
I take
Holy.
one day off. I love it.
So she is going to now try to do this emotional repair. So she's going to come to him and say, look, I feel disconnected right now.
Right.
And Valentine's Day is coming. And look, we're going to want to have an intimate moment. And I get that. But I just don't feel like I'm there right now. And let's have a discussion now. And notice it's not blame. It's not here's what you're doing. It's
She's
not
taking
anything like that.
ownership.
No, that's exactly. It's like we said a couple weeks ago, right? It's the idea of don't express the complaint, express the attachment need. And her attachment need here is I feel disconnected from you. So hey, honey, I feel disconnected, right? And so if he has a secure attachment, now here's the problem: in his anxious attachment, his temptation in that moment is going to be to panic. And it's going to create all this emotional turmoil, and the temptation will become very defensive. So based on their primary attachments here, she is going to have this avoidant. She's going to have this fight in her head, not with him, and it's going to create all this tension. It's going to cause him to panic. What's going on? If she will show a secure attachment and to bring this tension out into the open and lay it on the table, he's going to be tempted to get defensive. A secure approach for him is all right. I'm not going to be defensive. Honey, what is that like?
Why is he defensive? Because he's not sure if he's filled all the boxes.
Because
or?
the anxious attachment within him is going to be whenever she communicates her attachment need, he's going to feel attacked. And think about anxious attachment. The great fear is abandonment. Oh, if I failed you, you're leaving me.
I got it.
So a secure approach is, of course, I fail at times. You're communicating that I can get better. A non-secure approach is, oh my goodness, failure
This is chaos.
This is
Yeah,
chaos.
yeah.
It might be over.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Yeah.
So let's say his anxious attachment comes from, in all likelihood, times in his childhood where he had needs and they went unmet. He felt abandoned.
Right.
So now just simply communicating her needs is going to create within him a tension that he's going to feel abandoned.
Right.
He has to recognize it and then ignore it and lean in. And instead of getting defensive, he needs to now welcome more of her heart out onto the table.
I was going to say, it's almost like, to me, that mindset is like, oh, good. Here's an opportunity for me
Because you're not anxious.
Because you have secure attachment.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
That's why you don't even know what the guy's thinking.
Because I was like, wow.
Blaine's over here like, what's
What's
this
his
idiot
problem?
doing?
I just want to know what's in her head.
Yes.
Then I can
Then
solve the
because you're
problem.
a fixer too.
Yeah.
I like the fix. I
Yes.
do.
Yeah.
And it's also your lead style is an 8, so your lead style is different. His being a 6. So you have this outward attention to the world. You're not as aware of what's going on inside of Adrienne as this guy is kind of aware of at least the negative side of what's going on inside of his wife. And he then writes that into a story of that could cause her to get out of here, right? And so that's the great danger. So what he needs to recognize so a secure attachment for him is to bring to the table the reality is on the surface, I want sex. Absolutely. What's going on below the table? I want closeness. And I think this is what's difficult for a lot of people. Again, gender stereotypes, you got to be so careful. But whenever you have the higher drive spouse, which 70% of the time is the man, I think it's very easy for the woman to think, well, he just wants sex, not recognizing, no, he actually wants you. He actually wants this feeling of closeness with you. And whenever you can begin to reframe it in that way, it becomes more, because think about this. Imagine a couple driving down the road and the woman just desperately wants communication. And she says, hey, honey, I'd like to talk. And he says, no, I'm not talking to you right now. There's no way we're going to talk. Well, that would, how
Crushing.
difficult would that be? And yet that is the very language that many women use with men whenever it comes to intimacy. And they're actually oftentimes searching for the same thing. Communication and sex is literally the same desire. I desire to feel close to you, but it's not viewed that way. It's viewed, and you would never criticize a spouse for wanting to talk to their husband or wife.
Right.
You can never see some troll on the internet. Can you believe all he wants to do is talk to me? Never.
How dare he?
How dare you communicate?
And yet sometimes we can view sex that way, not recognizing what's going on underneath the table is this desire for closeness. So let's make a couple suggestions of things that they can do. And the first is just what we're talking about. Let's begin to name what sex actually represents. And it might be different for both of them, but let's communicate clearly what this means. So I think it's okay for her to say, look, for me, intimacy really does mean that we feel really connected. And so that's going to teach him that in order for her to feel comfortable with this, I need to work on this emotional connection with her. He needs to communicate, hey, when we do that, I feel really connected. And so she needs to begin to recognize he and I desire the same thing. And so it doesn't have to be perfect in order for me to engage in this. And actually engaging in this, notice this, is going to lead what I actually desire.
This is where they say it starts in the morning, this kind of relationship, right?
Yes.
So it's like he gets up and he's starting to think, what does she need to take those things out of her mind, to relax her, to feel like this is a team, a partnership,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
To then have any expectation for later on.
Yeah.
Right.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. A second thing I think they can do is, so they need to name what it actually represents. The second thing that they can do is, and he specifically, but both of them, they really need to work on their repair. Well, I think what makes me nervous about this is sex is the presenting issue. That's really not the issue that's going on. Oftentimes, sex is not the actual issue that's at play. I think it's kind of the barometer. It shows you the conditions, the climate of what's taking place in the atmosphere. It's not the actual driver. As a matter of fact, what's interesting is couples who divorce, I think it's 85% of them will say sex is a contributing factor to their divorce. So when a relationship goes bad, couples will quickly name sex. But if you look at successful couples, they rarely say the key to our success is sex. So they will say it's good, it contributes,
Okay.
but that's very rarely one of the top 3 things that they name. And so we can see that this intimacy really has a more negative impact on a relationship than it can have a positive impact. So it tends to come up. Strong couples generally aren't going to talk to you about sex issues. Generally, they figured it out in some way.
Or they have a good mutual respect of
Yes.
it doesn't have to be all the time,
Yes.
but it does happen.
Yes.
And it's,
So what they need to do is they need to repair.
Okay.
And so this idea of if he specifically, and she needs to recognize it as well, if they can create this emotional safety. So my question here to her is, how have we talked about this before? You're writing into us, you're running this in your head, so clearly it's at play. What kind of communication with him has been made? And here's my guess: very little. Why do I say that?
Why does he say that, babe?
Oh, I don't know.
It's because of her avoidant attachment.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But at the
Clearly.
same,
That was
Sorry.
obvious. I always say I wasn't going to
Sorry.
say that.
but
Yeah.
as he's a chaser, he still doesn't want to ask the question,
But
though.
he's not chasing her in this scenario.
Well, no, but he might. I mean, he might be. We don't know.
Right.
But he's going to be he could be nervous
To ask
to
the
ask
question.
because what if I ask and she unloads on me? Then I'm out.
Okay.
So in all likelihood, he's going to be what was it? She said it in here. He feels hurt in some way. He got upset, like I was rejecting him completely.
Wow.
Right? He
Yeah.
felt unwanted.
Yeah.
So he's
Very
going.
dangerous.
His anxious attachment is going. The emotion of it is going to be expressed to her, but what he's going to express is his own emotion.
Mm-hmm.
She needs her emotion to be seen. That's the issue. Anxious attachment is going to fixate on themselves
Yep.
and expect her to fix him.
Yeah.
Well, that perspective is still, I'm using you for me.
Right.
And what he needs to do is to shelf himself for a second and to fixate on her
Right.
and woo her heart out onto the table. And then another thing that needs to happen here is to just, all couples can begin to recognize this, is there's a difference between timing and rejection. And so if the relationship, man, we had a fight, we're just not that connected and close right now, I don't want to have intimacy. Okay, I'm not actually rejecting you. It's that I don't feel comfortable with it at this moment. But it's not a rejection of who you are as a person, as an individual, and we can repair to get back to this place. But what probably happened in the first decades of y'all's relationship, I know it was ours as well, is for me specifically, being more anxiously attached, any no was not a no to the moment, it was a no to me as a person.
Bang on.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bang on.
Bang
That
on
was
is a
us for a while.
fascinating
No pun
way to
intended.
actually bang off is the problem in some way.
Does the table come back in anyway?
So that idea of now recognizing and getting to a place of safety where you have the ability to say no without your partner feeling completely rejected, and we know that it's going to happen. We're going to repair and reconnect. And it's going to happen.
One thing, because there's so many like us, the no really hurts the chest, right? It hurts your heart. But one tip that we got from someone else was no means not right now.
Yes.
And to put a time limit of coming back to it. So it's like the 48 hours, or, you've talked about 24.
There we go.
Yeah,
There we go.
yeah. I've read the book. and it's
Or did you
crucial.
listen to it? Did you listen
I
to
think
it?
I listened to
Okay.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice
Just
voice.
me talking.
Yeah.
A young Kevin
Yeah,
Thompson.
Yeah. But that gave me reassurance that it was not no to me. It was not yet, not now. It's
Yeah.
okay. I love you. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. And then it would come back to it.
No, that can make a huge difference. So let me give them one tool. If you're listening, this is one tool I think you can really work on. This is the old idea. Psychologists call it rupture and repair. So there is an emotional rupture, and we all go through them. We all experience them. This is not unique by any means. But successful couples, they don't rupture less, they repair more.
Okay.
And so when they recognize there's a disconnection, how is it that you reconnect? For me and Jenny, it's taking a walk. It can be meaningful conversation. It's the recognition of, and the ability to just say, I just don't feel close right now. That's not an attack on anybody. That could be the circumstances of life. It could be the seasons of the year. It could be the workload that's upon you. It could be, man, parenting's been really hard right now. And so my mind is there. So now I just feel disconnected. Could be the time that's going on, a fight that's happened, anything. But the ability to say, I don't feel connected right now, and that's not a protest. That is an honest attachment need that's out on the table. I'm saying, here's what I feel. And then the other spouse has to not get defensive, but to go, oh my goodness, That's a danger to us as a couple.
Right.
Let's get to work on that.
That's
How
great.
can we reconnect? And so every couple needs a short kind of checklist of here are the easy ways we reconnect. Doesn't always make it easy, but generally speaking, this is our go-to of what we can do. So for me and Jenny, it's going for a walk. It's taking time out on the porch. It can be sometimes let's go to dinner. We just need a little bit of time together to remind ourselves of why we love each other, to get moved beyond whatever the issues of the moment are, and to go, oh yeah, she loves me, she's for me, we're on the same side. Now we can go attack this.
Yeah.
I think having fun too.
Oh, absolutely.
Laugh, find a way to laugh together or be silly.
Because I was going to say ours is typically when you blow up because I don't attend to the need until it's a cry for help. What is our?
Wow.
What is our?
What?
We don't have a porch. We can't go out on the porch.
Yeah.
Must
No,
be nice to have a
but-
porch.
You can come over sometime.
Thank you.
Just
We
come over.
will. Yeah, I think we go for dinner or we watch a show. I don't know.
I think it'd be good if we talked about that and recognized
That's
it.
great. That'd be
Because
great.
The next time we do it,
We'll
you know
let
what's going to happen?
Create a checklist.
Oh,
I love
shoot.
it.
I thought
And
this
I'm
was-
sorry. And,
Oh
and you
my
know what? If
gosh.
y'all will do this,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
stick with me here. If y'all will create this checklist,
Yeah.
the next time, you know what that's going to happen?
Yeah. It's going to change the odds.
No, that's exactly right. We'll see you
Wow.
next time, friends.